Still.
There's Paul.
Appreciate everybody coming in and helping. Some of the cohorts and other bakeries and everything. With his family, people out of Amarillo, Old Fishing, you, I believe. Is that where you're from? Water. Okay. Anyway, I don't know how you prepare for something when you got 43 years to prepare for it. But I want to tell you the story behind the story on Prentis a little bit. Prentis and I go back a long way, probably longer than we even know, because we're both from Brownwood, Texas. Grew up in the war years of Brownwood. And the best recollection I have, I can find out when Prentis started working for RC Coca-Cola in Brownwood in 1947. And by coincidence, I worked for RC Coca-Cola when I was about 10 years old. They used to package 2 6-bottle cartons of drinks. When I'd go down and I'd mix the syrup and the water together and put it in some glass bottles. I don't know what Prentis did. He probably worked for bottles. Anyway, I worked there from 47 to 49. You know, 43 years, you think it'd all be with Mr. Baird, but it wasn't. Here's another one. He worked from 49 to 51 with Sidman Sportswear. And you all have any idea what he did then? He was the pressure actually made these clothes down there. He pressed the clothes. Is that what you did? And I know Sidman pretty well. Then he went from there 51 to 53 at Deluxe Cleaners. I believe that was still in Brownwood. And then January the 20th of 1953, if I'm correct, he's got so many dates I couldn't keep up with all of them. He went to Abilene, and I think he put down for his references was Lord Baird. Huh? And Prentis went to work at the Abilene Bakery as a bakery helper at 90 cents an hour. 1953. And he worked there for a while, and he quit and went to the city of Abilene. I think he worked over there in the water and sewer department. Then I think he went to Houston vending or had his own vending routes, and I don't think that was real joyous when they unplugged his ice cream machines out different places, and the ice cream would melt, and he'd have a mess on his hands. Finally, he went back, I think,
August 1955.
what was his name? I don't have that one down. What, the engineer? Yeah. Real Sugar. In fact, Prentis, and I go back even further than that, when he worked in Abilene, one of his dearest friends was Spaceship and Naomi. And he helped build a second story on their home, which is the same place that was the babysitter for our son and our daughter. The house he helped build. Spaceship's house. And anyway, came back. I think he went back in the bakery then, worked as a dough mixer, all in the bakery. And somehow or another he went somewhere else because he wound up in Lubbock somehow or another about April of 1961. And he went to work here at $90 a week. We think we've got tough times now. And I think Prentis was hired to be the whole garage maintenance department. He was it. That's right. And not only was he it, there was no tools over there. I've heard of one story when the transmission went out on a truck out on the highway, and the Prentis transmission out there controlling that truck. And that transmission ran on his belly. He stabbed it under that truck there on the highway.
That's cause I was mad at the man.
Hey, John, he did have to get President Ranks to roll the tray
Hey,
table.
break that later. We'll let everybody tell some other stories later. I know Prentis, he had a bad habit of throwing keys on the manager's desk. So I hear from Milton Palmer through the years. I don't know how many times that happened, several, at least 3 or 4 times. And I know one time he had worked all day in the garage and it needed a transport driver, so he drove the transport all night. He came in the next morning and said he was, well, he didn't ever get to say it, he was fixing to quit, I think. And the maintenance engineer at that time, I believe, was Carl Grundy. What a fine job he's done to give him a $5 a week raise. So then he was making 95. Right? Anyway, Prentis took me under his arm when I came here, and the other department heads did, coming out of sales, and he helped me learn something about engineering, and wished he hadn't taught me any others, let me in the door, I think. Also, since Prentis came out of production, there was a lot about production, so he would always tell me what production superintendent didn't know. Still does, right? So anyway, he's been an all-around person. 43 years with the company is outstanding. I'll never get that. As far as I know, that's the longest tenured person we've had at this bakery. Anybody know any different? George? Anybody up there 43 years?
I know.
And of course, the only way he could accomplish that is he started in Abilene. So this bakery wasn't here 43 years ago. We didn't know it.
Yeah, they built it in 1948.
Yeah, but we didn't know it. Anyway, I have some congratulations here. This is from Baird. After I read this, he said, I would like to congratulate you on your retirement. I know you've worked long and hard for this day. You're most deserving to enjoy the day of your kid. It is not often that someone retires at 43 years. We all wish you good health and happiness for the future. Byron Baird. Here's another one that took 3 days for me to get this one. A man with several degrees in engineering couldn't put paper in the fax machine correctly, so it kept coming in blank. This is from Wayne Palmer, who was our corporate engineer chief man for many, many years. And it says to Mr. Heavy on the Mr. Prentis Palmer. By the way, Prentis' middle name is Eugene, if anyone wants to call it Eugene. Thank you for all the good, hard-working years. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to tell you how much you have been appreciated and how much I enjoyed working with you. I want you to know that I am thinking of you and wish I could be there in person to see you cry with your eyes were sad. You sure made my job a lot easier, and I will always have good memories of both because of you. Now you will wonder why you decided to retire. You just thought all those late breakdown calls, long hours, and hot weekends, or right now, cold weekends, dirty oven projects, and annoying people you work with were a lot of work. Wait till you see what retirement is like, and you will be missing your old job at the bakery. Besides, you won't be the boss anymore. You just got demoted. I think you should take a couple of pads of the work order forms home with you and give them to Florida to fill out. Better have enough for 2 a day for the next 10 years. I could develop a PM program for your 2 homes and automobiles and send you printouts weekly. Do you remember back when you first heard of me, people used to kid you about being my brother? Now that we're not working together anymore, I can tell you I would be proud to be your brother. Even though you're still too ugly to be kin to me. This is not a goodbye. This is see you later. Please stay in touch. We do like you. Wayne Palmer. And I have another one from an old friend. Not only did Prentis run the garage, drive transports, but there used to be another little fella here that's 6'11" or something. And one day they had a route out town and it didn't get started, and 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, he came over and got Prentis and said, "You got anything to do?" He said, "I don't get it." So they went down to Brownfield or somewhere, Lamesa, he and Lee Nugent. And let me tell you something about Prentis. He was 6'4.5" and 225 pounds. A mean bulldog back then, right?
No, that's what they said.
But anyway, they went down pulling that route. And this is all for $95 a week. You know, he working 3 jobs. Anyway, this is from King Nugent. I was sales manager, very short-handed. About 9 o'clock one Wednesday morning, this same thing I told you. I got one Wednesday morning, I got a call from customer Mesa to tell me that our truck was still parked at the warehouse and the store had not been served. He could see our warehouse from the store. I had no one to run the route in La Mesa, which is about 60 miles from the bakery. I walked around every day trying to find something that didn't have to run into France. I was about 6 hours late by the time I could get to La Mesa and rolling. I asked him if he could help. I had no one to run the route La Mesa. Ray said, "Sure, let's go." Well, that was the beginning of quite an experience of all that. Since the time Wednesday was the day off, day before our day off. We had a very large inventory of bread and cake to get to market. And I had not run a route in many a moon. Late that afternoon, we kept talking about stopping and eating a big steak. Neither of us had eaten all day, and we were tired and hungry. Anyway, we made it, coming back to Lubbock about 10 o'clock that night. Extremely tired and hungry. But let me say this about Prentis Palmer. That day he showed me that it was like, what it was like to have a friend to help you out of a mess. Prentis, I don't think we ever got that steak, did we? Next time in Lubbock, why don't I give you a call and finally I'll pay you for those hard day's work with a steak at the 50-yard line. Congratulations on your many years of work for Mrs. Prentis. Now get those fishing worms out. He needs a shrimp. He doesn't need the worms. Be sure and throw your keys on John's desk. Try not to get in an argument with Tommy Jackson today. You're a good friend, Dean Nugent. We had an outpouring of gratitude for your years of service and friends and employees here at Baird. And as you can see there, we have coffee, cake. I showed you the bouquet here with that card that maybe some more people want to sign that haven't been able to. We have a flag from Mrs. Baird's Bakeries Incorporated. Congratulations on the retirement, Prentis Palmer, 1955-1999. With a special thanks from the Baird family. And I don't know if Vernon was here, he said the same thing. Anyway, we have a special gift for you. Can somebody, who's got it? Nobody got it? Nobody got it? Nobody got it? I guess it's a bucket of boats. We can get some pictures. We'll present them to you. While you're doing it. You don't know anything about it.
Thanks, David, mate.
I don't know, this is a special card. This is a volcano. probably the girl Prentis mentioned to me several months back, or several weeks back, that whenever he retired, it would be rather difficult to get back up to therapy. And I think we've got something here, Prentis, that I want to present you to. I only said it there. This treadmill will make you think you're walking up Mount Everest if you take it up high enough. And it'll go up to 10 miles an hour, and he can only walk about 4. Don't get your fingers. Now it sets up on this end, that's it.
Let's still put it.
Where's my engineer department?
And it's 18-inch wide for his 24-inch shoes.
I'll show George how he does it. He's gonna get me an old man. George, it walks itself.
Oh, really?
You got to
You stand there?
Please, you see.
Here and there, you take your paws right here. And then you set your elevation like grade. And I haven't read the directions, you know. Here's something else, Prentis, from someone. Here's something from somebody.
Johnny Ellis, eat your heart out. James, you eat the other part of the fish? Thank y'all, thank y'all.
Well, leave it.
Jack, we ever use any of these?
We haven't made a dime, Prentis.
We sure ain't catching it. Thank y'all. That I signed the other day in the morning. I was up there telling her how to run her business and she.
Says retirement is a time when you can look back over your career with satisfaction and say, I've done well. It's also a time when you can look to the future with anticipation and say, the heck with Mondays, I'm sleeping in.
Lots of signatures on that. Thank you.
So it's, anybody want to do a little roasting?
Come on, George.
Come on, George. Who won the wrestling match?
I always did, I knew Prentis think he did. All Prentis could think is to ride on.
I'll let right on, Georgetown.
Back years ago, I worked in the shipping department, way back, I worked my job was back to the transport truck. And the clearance between the truck and the door was about this much. And I got it over too close, and Prentis said, well, I'll flip the door open and hook the latch up. Now the latch was hooked, right? You're gonna unhook the latch, and the door would go in a little closer to the truck. Well, we got back there, and the next thing I know, all I could see is this arm right here. Don't back up, don't back up. His right arm is thanks to me. Didn't even know how to transport while I was thinking.
if it would've went that much further, that arm would have been gone. So thank you, George. Let's see.
Anybody else want to say anything?
Uh-oh.
I've been around since 1963, and I started in the big city, Houston, Texas. And as most of you probably don't know, we used to have a governor on the truck to regulate the speed, see? And we had a throttle we could pull out and twist it, you know, and set speed, kind of like cruise control today. But understanding was, if you were caught tampering with the governor on a truck, you were automatically dismissed. I was running a 58 Ford truck at the time, and got over to the big city of Earth. And at that time, they did have a Ford dealership there. Well, that truck quit. You could start it, it sat there and idle. You give it a little gas and it just die out. Well, I eased it on down to the Ford house, and old boy says, well, I bet it's that governor. I said, don't you tamper with that thing. I said, no way, but I don't want to lose my job over this thing. I said, let me call the shop foreman. So I called Prentis, and he said, yeah. He said, go ahead, whatever it takes to get it going. The next day, Prentis was out there to put a governor on that truck, so I couldn't run too fast from it all. Appreciate your work, Prentis.
Enjoyed it, every minute of it with you.
Prentis was so tight, he used toilet paper for oil filters. He had an ammunition box, he set on 4 quarts of oil or 5 quarts of oil and a roll of toilet paper every so often from the change of oil in those trucks. It's called French filters. Right?
French oil.
French. Best filter system you ever had, wasn't it?
Well, they sitting in the, I see a roll of duct tape. Back in the 60s, I went to church and everything, and my pastor told from the pulpit one time. He said, if the duct tape people ever go out of business, Brother Palmer cannot keep Baird's truck. He said, I seen one going down the road the other day, and said he had the fenders taped on with duct tape.
Back when I was running a route many years ago, we had one, what I call a blue morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it was snowing, and my driver's side door like about this much shut. And this was all day. And I come in, I had snow all over my pants and the dash of the truck. And Dean, who was the sales manager, said, what's the matter? And I said, I can't get the door shut. You know, and I just can't do it. He called Palmer and said, get over and get this door fixed. That boy about to freeze to death. Next day I come to work, it's duct tape. He got to fix it, get the snow off.
About 2 or 3 years after I got up here, I got a phone call about 11:30 tonight. Prentis told me that the oven was down, everything was going. And what I picked to tell y'all is the most magnificent thing Prentis has ever done this year. They worked on this oven for 4 or 5 hours. It seemed like forever. And I was sweating the time because I was fixing to have to call Johnny Greenwood and Emily. It's always too late to get bread made now when we get up here. And finally, they just had a block wall. They could not figure out how to do it time so it would all run together. And the greatest thing Prentis ever did is said, let's take a break. Because when they did, they turned off the oven, took a break, came back and turned it on, it worked perfect. They probably fixed something in between, but it was, couldn't get cycling.
Walt, would you like to guess who the man was out here fighting with him?
I think I have a good idea.
Let me say something about Mr. Palmer. I think I've been around him about as long as anybody around here. From the time he was with the truck department, running those truck routes. So I've done sheet metal work for him ever since he is here and started with Carl Grundon. So it's been good to work with you, Palmer.
Enjoyed every minute.
Sure have. I bet you're all working all over the place.
I'd like to tell you something about Paul. Mr. Olson, he was the daddy of the engineering. He came out here and he had told Carl, he said, we're gonna have a hopper made for the divider. Said, Carl said, I can get a man out here. Paul Sparkman comes out here and you ought to see Paul Sparkman draw out something. Paul Sparkman's the only man that can read it, but he took his legal pad and boy, he drew this thing out and everything. And Carl said, when can you have it? And he said, I'll have it for you tomorrow. Okay. He turned around and walked out. Mr. Polson said, we'll just get the measurements and everything and get a guy in Dallas to build that. So I said, man, all he's scratched on there, said it'll never work. Carl said, give him a change. Paul brought it out, set it up there, and it worked perfect. From that day on, Mr. Polson, he'd tell me to get something done. I said, well, I don't know. Call Paul. Mr. Walker over at Clark, he was just a little old kid out trying to sell some motors and service and all that when I met him. And now look at him. He's grown. He's grown a long ways. General manager and COE of Brandon Clark. We've had a long work. Co-workers there. This man next to him right here, I don't know about him. I'm still one. He was retired 3 years ago. Moved out of town. Couldn't stand it. He's back in Lovell now. He's back working for Brandon Clark. I don't know.
You find a place like that, you come back home to it.
So, my family people over here have been doing business with him since 19... So far back.
I started in '68 and then you were there then?
68. And, this man right here, this little fella, he's a Baird man. If there's ever a more dedicated Baird man than Prentis Palmer, I'm going to say that is. He still talks. We talk over the phone long distance. Well, I want him to pay for the call. I don't, because he's going to talk about some of the Baird projects.
You know, I came up from Houston because, you know, I knew that I was afraid if I wasn't here that he wouldn't have anybody else here. I
believe that when they started planning this, George Thomas, they said, well, let's invite some of his friends and his business plan. And George said, hey, that man don't have any friends or business. He's threatening to whoop every one of them. But I used to be a little bit high tempered.
When that started.
And then my two brothers, this is my oldest brother, it's Ron over here. This is my middle brother right here. They're both retired, and my smaller brother ran told me this morning. I believe you said that he was starting on his 67th house. He builds houses since he retired, and so I don't know what's going on. The other one there, I wish I was more like him on a lot of ways. So he works at church. He's a great church worker, and that's what he does. I don't know what I want to do, Tom. Look on a boat dock. And then my children, some of my children's here, my two boys, they wanted to come, and I told them, I said, it's not your day off, you don't take off. Then my wife and my daughters are here, my son-in-laws, I wish everybody had studied what was worth all about. Where's my right here? She gonna leave?
She's right here.
Fowler's
taking care of me.
I'll bring one up here.
Oh, dear. You gonna take me up there?
This man sitting there at the table right there. Me and him's had, first time we went, we caught the fish. Second time we went, we caught the rain all the time. And this is my right hand. I've got 14 grandchildren. They're the preciousest things in the world. I believe I've got, I've got seven great grandchildren. The youngest one is a month old, I guess a month old. But, well, I got mad at them because they could have had it on December the 9th, my birthday, but they waited till the 10th. And granddaughters, I've got a wonderful family. We're a close family. We have our ups and downs, but when we get on the lake, we have a ball. And I've taught them all how to fish. I've taught them all how to hunt. And I even had to teach my son-in-laws how to hunt and fish. So.
And he gives my mother dead minnows because she's catching all the fish. He knows how competitive he is.
And I would like to thank everybody that I've worked with. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but it's always been y'all's fault. Our number one goal was to put out the freshest, the best loaf of bread on the market. And believe you me, we've accomplished that. We've always, and I sent Mr. Juan Maldoon, the president and COE, a letter. And after I sent it, I wished I'd had it back. Because I said, when I retire, I hope that y'all continue making the best loaf of bread and everything. And then I thought about that made me sound really important. But anyhow, I've always been a person that says what I think, whether it's right or wrong. And I've made it. And I've enjoyed every minute of it. Like I say, there've been some ups, there've been some downs. I've never had a disagreement with the manager. They're always right. I got one right over there that was a manager, and he said that the only people that knew anything in the plant was the plant engineer. And I told him the only body that knew anything was managers. So he and I have something in common. And, I want to thank all of my maintenance men. We've never had a disagreement, and we've always got the job done.
And you've always been honest.
And I've always been honest. And then my kid over there, I raised him, and he said I was the biggest liar in the world. Johnny Ellis, you're not going to say nothing.
I'm just sitting here wondering what I should say.
So I'll say thank all of you. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I'm going to come around and see you. I'm not ever coming back this factory, but I'm gonna come around and see some of my friends.
Yeah, right.
And thank y'all for the gifts and everything. And believe you me, this right here is gonna keep me going, because I've had a little problem, and the answer to it is watch my diet and get on one of them burgers. And the rehab is gonna be very disappointing, because I kept them going too. You know, I keep everybody going where I'm going. Thank you. Thank you.
Prentis, I will say one thing. You kept Abilene going too for 29 years. Anytime I've ever wanted anything, call me, man. I've known him for 29 years. I worked under him for 2.5 months. I was about 4.5 feet tall, now 6'2", cause him to stretch me out to keep up with him. There'll never be another Prentis Palmer. I'm proud to be his friend.
And whenever I couldn't answer your question, I got on the phone and I called that little fellow right there. I answered you and you thought I was smart.
That's probably you there, playing back the pie shop. We both raised him. Y'all had a good one, you're gonna miss it. Well, we're gonna set them up places today. You'll be tired and then you gotta have to
I'd like to invite y'all to have refreshments here. We can be serving while you're talking. All right.
I raised this kid here too. She went to work in Amarillo in a thrift store. Mr. Conine sent me up there to do some work on the overhead door. I went up there, I got out of the pickup. Here comes this kid out of the thrift store.
It's not a true story.
You need to start doing this, you need to start doing this. And I said, kid, you better go back where you come from.
We got some on that over there.
And there, I was a job, and she told me what. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. That's what you would tell.
We come to see Prentis, we don't play some music. We already know about it.
That's too much. Keep up the good work.
Walk away, say hi, go away. Did you start it?